Hello and welcome to Cloud Kingdom, which is the battleground of choice as these two mighty players face off against one another. In the bottom left-hand corner, as the red Protoss, we have STPartinG, and in the top right-hand corner, as a blue Zerg, we have LiquidTLO. Seeing as it's parting going up against a Zerg, I will be very disappointed unless we see an Immortal Sentry all-in. I love those Immortal Sentry all-ins. So fun to watch. And of course we have the Overlord just flying above all those crystals. It's a bit weird that there are crystals and a little energy barrier. It's like a little... Someone's decided to set up a crystal shop over here in Cloud Kingdom for all your crystal needs. But you see, the players have gone into crystal production themselves. You know, they've got all these crystals over here and they're mining those because they're called minerals. That's what they want. They want all those minerals, whether it's here, whether it's there, whether it's all anywhere. They will even get the Vespene gas as well. See, they're all into that DIY stuff. Just do it yourself. It's cheaper that way. And we have the parting probe just sneaking around the mineral line. Ooh, I see drones, he says, and now he's going to disrupt the mining on this particular mineral node just to be a pest. And we have the pylon at the natural for parting, most likely going to go for a forge fast expand. We might see Nexus first. And of course we have the probe heading out. But I'm afraid you're too late. The hatchery has already gone down. In all its blue awesomeness, we already have the hatchery down. And the Overlord's just, you know, finally drifting along. It's got to be so very frustrating when you're moving so unbelievably slowly. It's got to be very annoying. Maybe they just sort of fall asleep. You know, they go AFK from life as they drift across the map. Anyway, we have a spawning pool going down for LiquidTLO, and we indeed have a Nexus first from parting. Followed up by a gateway. As always, please remember to post those requests if there's a particular matchup or a particular player that you desire, that you want to see more of. Then let me know and I will try to find replays of that player or that matchup. Because I'm nice that way. We have a queen on the way, we've got a couple of Zerglings, so probe! Run for your life, probe! The Zerglings will be coming for you, probe. You've got to run. There they are. There are the Zerglings. They're going to pop out any minute. Probe! Run! Run with your lack of legs. I don't know. Hover. Hover, probe! Hover as fast as you can. I have faith in that probe. He can do it. And of course we have the Nexus just finished for parting. We have the Cybernetics core halfway done. And the Lings are running around the map, and this poor little probe is untouched. Go, you probe. I knew you could do it. You just keep running, little guy. And we have the third base for LiquidTLO. And the cannon's just finished up for parting. And we have a Stargate. It is in fact going to be a Stargate play out of parting. While I do love my Stargate players, I am kind of a bit disappointed that we're not going to see, you know, Immortal Sentries and all that good stuff. But hey, you know what? Stargate play is always fun to watch as well, so I'm cool with that. Though, like I said, I am still a bit disappointed. I really wanted to see an Immortal Sentry all in. I think a lot of people wanted that. We have a Zealot running out to the Watchtower because he is going to make sure that he can grab this. If you look at the map, it actually looks kind of a bit like goggles. What is this Zealot doing? Go back to your post. Man the Watchtower, Zealot. Now the Zergling gets it. You've brought disgrace to your faction. We have the Overlord getting in position to scout this base, if he desires to. And we have extractors on the way as well. More extractors at the natural. There we go. And we have our phoenixes grouping up. They're just chilling out before the battle, before they start lifting things up like an elevator and then shooting them to pieces. And I'm glad that elevators don't really lift you up and then shoot you to pieces, because you know what would happen if that happened? The stock, you know, all the trade and the stock exchange, it would plummet for any elevator companies. If elevator companies just started making elevators that lifted people up and then shot them, the stock would fall. It would free fall. It would go down so fast there'd be nothing you could do about it. And we have all these phoenixes up because they're pretending to be elevators, but they're not really elevators. They're kind of like, they're fake elevators. They're just pretending to be elevators. They're imposters. They are imposters indeed. We have Metabolic Boost soon to finish up. We have the Roach Warren soon to finish up. And we have Lair Tech soon to finish up as well. And we have the Phoenixes just picking on that Overlord. What did he ever do to you? They don't even attack, and you just shot him. What floor do you want to get off on? You know what? We'll just give you a laser cannon to the face instead. It's not the way of the elevator. It is not the way of the elevator. And now you're going to kill a queen. What did that queen ever do to you? We have a couple of Spore Crawlers soon to finish up. But guess what? It's a bit like that cartoon, if you've ever watched the Starcrafts, if you look at their channel, it's a bit like that cartoon. Phoenixes arrive, they've killed everything, and then the Spore Crawlers finally pop out, and it's just completely pointless. This just depicts that cartoon fantastically. Infestation Pit is about halfway done, but guess what? The Phoenixes are saying, hey, I've done the damage, I'm all good, I'm just gonna chill out over here and fly around in circles. So now the Spore Crawlers are in position and the damage is done, and I'm wondering if this Overlord will eventually die. It's a really bad time to morph into an Overseer, I say. A really bad time, because you've got like a bazillion Phoenixes out to nab you, and look at that, you're dead. It's a hard life sometimes. And he's very, very dead. Before he can even spot anything, he just bursts into the blood like a gigantic popping marshmallow. But hey, this one manages to sneak in undetected. Actually supply blocking TLO just by shooting things. And we have another hatchery going down for LiquidTLO. And of course the Phoenixes are just continuing to lift things and shoot things, because that's what they do best. That is what they do best. They're a little bit more like the elevator from Die Hard. You know, he loads it with a whole bunch of explosives. Goes ding! You've reached your floor. Boom! That's what the Phoenix is. That's what the Phoenix is really. It doesn't even wish you Merry Christmas. What a rude exploding elevator. Look at that one, he just... boom. See? Definitely the exploding elevator thing. All of them netted with fungal after fungal. We have chain fungals. And they're so dead, those poor Phoenixes. They won't even be able to take out this Overlord. He's just mocking them. He's like, hey, you got me to half health. But guess what? I am going to survive. I am still alive, and you are not. Because I'm an epic Overlord. He's feeling mighty proud of himself. He might even just go outside and buy himself a couple of new t-shirts that just because he's feeling really awesome. That's what that Overlord's feeling. He's feeling really awesome. We have Hive Tech on the way. We have a Spire on the way. We have a whole bunch of drones transferring. And we got that one cool Immortal just chilling with all those sentries and zealots. Because he knows that he's the coolest looking unit in that entire army. He just knows. I mean, sure, the sentries have that ball of energy in their pocket, but this guy's got gigantic cannons. Shred you apart if you go anywhere near him. And we have an Infestor hit squad burrowed because, you know what? TLO really likes burrow research, so the odds of him using burrow against you are quite high. And we have that one Observer just chilling out here, being completely useless. What are you doing, Observer? Are you actually seeing anything? No, you're not. You saw a couple of Zerglings heading, but do you see these Infestors that are just lobbing infested Terrans all over your friendly army? No, you don't. You're terrible, Observer. You're fired. You know what? You're fired. And now the Infestors are all retreating after spending all their energy just throwing out all those infested Terrans. Free energy, just smashing out a couple of sentries. And we have even more infested Terrans being lobbed out as we have Stalkers fighting against Lings. And as we all know, Stalkers versus Lings are not a good idea. Especially when you have Lings with speed. These infested Terrans are waddling on home, just right next to the Observer, because they don't even care. They're feeling really awesome. And they're living life to the fullest, even if they're going to die in a couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. You know, when you've got such a short life, you just have to enjoy it. We have the Greatest Spire on the way, so soon we shall have Broodlords out on the field. If you look at the way he's positioned his buildings, it's basically everything surrounding the spire, so if you get a whole bunch of Zealots dropping into the main, they are going to have quite a difficult time just single targeting down that one spire. And we have another Stargate on the way? Somewhere? Where is that other Stargate? Gateway, gateway, gateway. I'm looking for a Stargate here. There we go. We might see some kind of carrier play. No, it is indeed going to get cancelled and have a fleet beacon placed down instead. It might be some kind of wrong hotkey, because when you have an APM of a bazillion, wrong hotkeys are very easy to do. We have a couple of Colossus out, just chilling with their Stalker friends. We have that pylon just relaxing itself. It's kind of jealous of those Overlords, because while they move slowly, this pylon can't even move, and you see all those lings? That massive amount of lings? That pylon, he's really not in a good spot to fight off lings, because pylons are not the counter to lings, counter to what people might think. Oh, that poor pylon. It's so dead. See, now it's wishing it was flying in an Overlord, but instead it's just going to burst into a bunch of energy and die. Poof. There we go. It is no longer a pylon, it's just sort of a smudge on the floor. It's just a scorch mark. It's just a scorch mark. It never even knew what hit it. It just sort of barely woke up and it saw a whole bunch of lings smashing in the face, and then it exploded. It had an even shorter lifespan than those infested Terrans. It's not a nice way to go. We have a couple of Broodlords out now. We have a Mothership on the way. We have... Is that +3 ground weapons for Protoss? It is indeed +3 ground weapons for Protoss. We even have a couple of Spine Crawlers moving into position. And those are just slowly straddling across. Look at that. It's like they just turn off into the highway once they reach that creep. Okay, the speed limit has now increased. We may go just a little bit faster. You have to admire Spine Crawlers. Even in the middle of war, they still stick to the speed limit. I respect that. And that is one very dead assimilator. A couple of cannons fighting. Hold! They will kill everything that they can, because those are heroic cannons. And that one's gonna die. A heroic death. And this Nexus is going to be going down. It's a very tough spot for PartinG, because you know what, he needs to kill those Broodlords, and Broodlords are notoriously hard to kill, because if you go anywhere near them, you will get fungled to death, not to mention the immense amount of lings that will just shred you to pieces. And we have a whole bunch of changelings pretending to be part of PartinG's army, just chilling with his army, just to add insult to injury. Couple of... Look at that, they're just getting roasted. They really are like giant sort of infestor s'mores now, being roasted on the Colossus barbecue. Just roasting them on. Just roasting them on. And the rest are exploding into pools of blood. One of those queens just caught fire and died. We have a whole bunch of lings not really doing very much. Force fields are in position. We just have a whole bunch of dead infestors with very little energy. That one queen heroically doing all it can, killing off a couple of stalkers. It actually doesn't even have any kills, that poor thing. And we've got another queen just backing it up. Backing it up. We might see a transfuse. Will we see a transfuse? We do not see a transfuse. The queen is just sort of straddling on. It's just lost its best friend. It's not its best day. And we have the Mothership from PartinG, but no Archons as of yet. Looks like LiquidTLO is repositioning himself next to all those Spine Crawlers, just to feel nice and safe. Now with the cloaked PartinG army, he is now moving forward, but that's quite a few Overseers. Looks like he's trying to rebuild that Nexus, because he wants those minerals. PartinG actually has a supply lead, and he wants to crush TLO. He's moving forward with all his Colossus. He's moving forward with that Mothership, which still doesn't have enough energy for either a mass recall or a vortex. We have the blink forward sniping out all of those Broodlords. Broodlords just melting away under the power that his Stalkers. We might see that one low health infested die. He's got 3 HP. Somebody kill him! Come on, you can do it. Kill that infester. Somebody just take the initiative and kill that low health infester. Right, big losses for TLO. He basically has no Broodlords left. Does he actually have any Broodlords on the field? He does not have any Broodlords, and he might just morph a few. There we go. We've got a couple of Broodlords being morphed in, and LiquidTLO says GG to the power of parting. I hope you enjoyed. Cheerio.